Rumble, Showman Rumble. Lots of Jamaicans misunderstood the Prime Minister's role in this hurricane relief efforts. And I do not blame them because it is just the narratives being spread by these PNP bloggers, passed on by these PNP's MP and them leaders. And this is why I am here to bring much clarity to this situation. You will not see the Prime Minister going around communities and denote care packages. He is the one that is coordinating that effort. In other words, he allow ministries to do that, like the Ministry of Labor, and also emergency agencies like the OD, PEM, the JDF, to venture on that quest to bring in or alleviate certain issues and certain distress from the people. That the care package is practically over $300 million being distributed to the people them. So, what is the Prime Minister's role in this hurricane relief effort? He's the one coordinating those relief. That means that he's the one directing everybody, and any issues and anything that comes up, he would be the one responding to those issues directly from the agencies or the ministries that are responsible to bring back Jamaica restoration. So he's the one coordinating it. Also, he's the one that making the talk, like literally getting help from overseas in our diplomatic way, like, explaining the situation, what we have going on and what we want, help with. Take, for instance, the G20 summit, where it has become an issue for the PNP and their bloggers that he went and leave the people them in distress. But his job, Jamaica, is to seek the much needed aid for our country restoration, and the G20 summit was the perfect place to go, where you have like the 20 most powerful nation gathered, and they lend an open ears to the Prime Minister, where he voices plead, explain to them the impact of global warming and what it has done to small island state like Jamaica. And we have seen it. We have hit with the most strongest hurricane ever recorded in Jamaica. The third most devastated hurricane with a wind gust that never have been recorded. So it shatters any record that has ever been recorded in relation to wind gust. So Hurricane Melissa has it. So that is like a cry to let the world know that, listen, small island state like Jamaica is suffering at the hand of global warming, where like practically 41% of our GDP literally got wiped out. That is like a year in a yearly budgetary spending. Like $8.8 million billion US dollars. If you check it, our budgetary spending practically amount to that amount, like within the 8.5, 8.6 region US dollar. So that is his plea and his effort to reach out and explain to these leaders and agencies reap success, because yes, they have granted us 6.7 billion US dollars, over $1 trillion Jamaican dollars, to help with this, hurricane relief effort. And you have to give thanks for that, because I know every country I could get that amount of money to help. Countries that have unstable, fiscal management, that has a debt to GDP that is spiraling out of control, would not get that allocation. A country that go around and pick trouble and do not care about what the repercussion, would not get that allocation. So these things you have to bear in mind, that this type of allocation was done throughout Prime Minister being at the G20 summit, and the track record that the Prime Minister has left Jamaica with, the financial discipline, how they manage debt to GDP, how they use government resources, how they manage corruption. And let's swerve a little bit in relation to corruption, because the PNP have it to say that Jamaica is highly corrupted, but according to every meter everything that put in place, like the corruption perception index to measure corruption, highlight that Jamaica at this very moment in 2025, well, from the administration of Andrew Holness prior to 2017 onward, is the least corrupt Jamaica has ever been in its recorded existence. You can go and research that yourself. So what the PNP is feeding you guys are a bunch of baloney and truth. Now let us get back to the situation at hand in relation to the Prime Minister's job description in this hurricane relief effort. Yes, we have established that he's the one coordinating the whole relief effort and talking to the agency, talking to JDF, which he is the defense minister actually. Yes, and also securing, the much needed fund that can help to recover from this hurricane relief effort. Now, this is the most important thing that the Prime Minister has on his hand. And it is to restore the country back to normalcy, or even better, in relation to the infrastructures that need to be built. In other words, the way our houses are built in Jamaica that need to look into. And in practicality, he need to apply it. So therefore, these building practicalities would have some sort of resistance to hurricane, especially a hurricane that, that was strong like Hurricane Melissa. Therefore, some borders need to cut out. So the Prime Minister has to be in orchestrating what material or what design would be fundamental to not make what happened in relation to the infrastructure that literally got blown away. Man attacks, a house got lifted up and blew with him, fly with him and all sort of thing. So he has to put that in place. Also the roads, those roads that literally cut off, turn sinkhole. He would be the one that is, putting the allocation in place or looking the allocation to ensure that roads are being built and more stronger and more sturdier. So therefore, and putting in one area that, what happened in relation to the flooding and the whole torn apart of road, he would have to be the one that navigating such feat. So yes, his job is to restore the country infrastructure and to create long-term solution. While care packages and giveaway are just temporary solution, people need long-term solution. And he would be the one that is behind that. I hope you guys understand the man's role. And whenever you see a video where you have PNP bloggers and PNP sympathizers and PNP lobby group talking about they're not seeing the Prime Minister, let them know that the Prime Minister is working assiduously. He does not sit on his ass drinking coconut rum or whatever we have for pleasure. See the man here I get great. So much burden on his shoulder. And these PNP bloggers and MPs are out here spreading lies, trying to capitalize on this hurricane and this disaster. So yes, the people minds can be turned against him. But trust me, that is further from the truth if you actually apply yourself. Like literally, check out what happened, what the Prime Minister is doing. Go on his page. You will see how the man is active. The man not getting a rest. No rest. He has dedicated his life. Everything, his strength, his energy, his intelligence. Just to make Jamaica better than where we left it. And you guys need to give the man some credit, cut the man some slack. He can't be on a helicopter, give out care packages while coordinating the whole effort. That would be a conundrum unto itself. He has persons, agencies to do that. So not because you're not seeing the man, that doesn't mean that the man is not working. Just listen to daily update in relation to what is coming for Jamaica in terms of care packages, financial assistance, and all of these. He's the first line of contact, my virgin. So he has to be the one informing person in relation to Jamaica situation. So we can't be naive. We cannot, at this very moment in time, a lot of persons, a lot of PNP, I mean, not stop talking, bloggers want us to be naive and thinking practical. We cannot think about early solution. We're talking about long-term solution, because at the end of the day, if the country fails to restore back to itself, they will blame the Prime Minister and his administration, even though they're the ones that are aiming for that to happen. So that's why the Prime Minister literally put out a war on misinformation, disinformation, lies, political jargon, so to speak. That's why, because we cannot have this stabilization, a mindset that this opposition is hot, is coming with. We need to debunk it totally so the man can focus on rebuilding back the country, because obviously the PMP do not want that. Based on how they're operating, you see the Prime Minister get even more serious on them, based on all the political lies, based on even the lies. If Thornburg came in and a spill. So that is what the Prime Minister is